Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeko Nyekobiri. My sole responsibility here as a Nigerian is to say that uncomfortable truth that many will shy away from speaking. Aliko Dangote is not the only oligarch or crony capitalist that the Nigerian state supported or helped. I want it to be on fact. Yes, we don't want monopoly. We don't want anybody controlling the market. But let me tell you, from the way things are going, he will dominate this market. He will dominate the oil and gas market. Let me tell you, even if you allow people to start importing product, he will still dominate this product. He will dominate this market because he took out time to invest when other people were using their own crony capital, their government-supported technologies to be doing dorime. There are many people who are actually wealthier than him in Nigeria. Between 1999 till now, over $500 billion to $1 trillion have been stolen from Nigeria by some privileged political class and their private sector firms. What did they do with their own money? Some of them are going to Monaco, going to London, going to Maryland, going to other parts of the world to go and buy properties from Ibiza to everywhere, to buy things. They don't want to invest in Nigeria to provide infrastructure, to provide companies and manufacturing concerns that will help us grow Nigeria. It's on record. I am not a fan of Aliko Dangote, but I respect him for his love for Nigeria, for how he has so much believed here when many people did not believe in it. Aliko is not the only person that got government access. Some people will tell you, oh, they gave him BCC cement, they gave him this one. He was not the only one that was given. I'll give you an example. In 2013, Goodluck Jonathan decided to sell our power assets. The old PSCN was unbundled into 11 companies, successor companies, 6 Gencos, and the 5 distribution distribution companies. Asset that was worth 3.2 trillion was sold out for pittance to some crony capitalists, privileged Nigerians who were very close to Jonathan Goodluck within the corridors of power. What did these guys do? Unlike Aliko, these guys went to the banks. Some of them even own banks. They went and borrowed 100%. They didn't bring a kobo. They didn't bring an injection, 1 kobo of their own money. They went to bank, borrowed money from the bank, gave the federal government, took the assets. They didn't add any one value assets. They started using those same assets to be speeding Nigerians, collecting money from Nigerians while giving us darkness. The discos were the worst. Even the Gencos even tried. Those that took the generating companies even tried to do one of them. But those that took the the distribution companies were the worst. Your transformer will blow. You bring new transformer. Your wire will cut. You buy the wire. Your pole will break. You bring. We are not adding any investment. That is why today, 12 years since we privatized the power sector, we've continued increasing tariff. In Nigeria today, even the band A tariff of 225 naira is one of the most expensive tariffs, even if you convert it to dollar. To generate power in Nigeria using any of the available feedstock will cost us not more than 0.05 cents per day, per kilowatt hour. 0.5 cents per kilowatt hour, that's what it cost us. But yet, these guys have refused to do anything, add value to those assets. Aliko has taken the oil and gas. See, and the funny thing, Nigeria has crude oil reserve of 37.5 billion barrels proven. It can actually go to 60 billion if we decide to do more exploration and do new investments there. NNPC, the lame duck center of criminality, today is valued at just about $58 billion. Petrobras is valued at over $174 billion, just managing 15.5 billion barrels, which is 41% of Nigeria's oil and gas crude proven reserve. Petrobras every year does about $121 billion turnover. Every year, Petrobras $36 billion profit, $45 billion revenue, royalties to the Brazilian government. They are running 11 efficient refineries. Refineries that we could not run for 25 years inside democracy. Refineries that we had 3 refineries that we wasted $18 billion. Yet we could not fix those refineries. Do you even know the worst thing? In 2007, the same Aliko went to buy those refineries with some other guys under the Blue Star Consortium. Nupeng and Pengasan, and all those public servants who are part of the decay in Nigeria protested, and Yar'Adua had to reverse it. That was one of the mistakes that good man Yar'Adua made. Many people got refining license. They all kept it. For over 8-10 years, Nigerians have been on this bazaar. Collective criminality. You know, but this is one man. Aliko says something that is very, very interesting. He does not own any property outside Nigeria. Yeah, this is the wealthiest man in Africa. Go and check. Go to Dubai. The properties of Nigeria in Dubai is worth over 18 to 20 billion dollars. Most properties bought with stolen money. From Maryland to every. Go and check. One of the things you know, if to Florida, go and check. Even people who cannot even afford slippers before they entered power, they are now buying properties abroad. But the wealthiest man in Africa does not have anybody. He's investing his own money here. He's hard-earned money here to create job. Other opportunity. We've been hammering on the issue of agriculture, mechanized agriculture. Nigeria today is in a position to do over $500 billion worth of agro export if we are serious. Everybody is waiting. Aliko will see come and enter into this agriculture. Aliko one day will enter into this agriculture. He will dominate it again. He will now start. He will now say, oh, he's trying to control the price of food and commodities. Now he has not yet entered there. We have been begging people, begging government, begging people. Let us enter there now before Aliko comes. Look at Netherlands. 1.5 million hectares of arable land mass. They have 539,000 smart farmhouses. Tractor population in Netherlands is one tractor to 5.6 hectares of land. Netherlands annually does over 122 billion euro agro export annually. Look at South Africa. Here in Nigeria today, for us to be able to mechanize agric, we need at least nothing less than 2 million smart farmhouses. We need at least nothing less than 2 to 3 million tractors, bulldozers, and every other farm implement. We have been crying. Talk to the federal government of Nigeria. Let them remove tariff on agro equipment. Let them stop this nonsense of asking people, if you want to bring agro equipment to processing plants, you have to write an application to Federal Minister of Agriculture, then write to Federal Minister of Finance to get IDEC, import duty, certificate. All those convoluted things that will create public sector criminality. That is what the federal government of Nigeria will always do. What is a big deal in saying, okay, anybody who wants to bring to do this investment I listed, 2 to 3 million smart farmhouses. Look at Kenya, 175 smart farmhouses. In Nigeria, less than 4,000, and out of those less than 4,000, 2,000 are moribund. To invest in the critical agro sector, from the upstream to processing to storage to even 25,000 refrigerated trucks that enable us to move, even to refrigerated vessels to enable us even export fresh things out of Nigeria, will take nothing less than 150, 100 to 200 billion dollars. And we will create 2,500 to 5,000 agro-industrial clusters that will help each and every will create 20 million jobs, 20 million agripreneurs, millionaires. Look at Singapore. Singapore had no natural resources. In 1965, Singapore was kicked out of mainland Malaysia. Today, 1 out of every 15 Singaporean is a US dollar millionaire. As small as Ali Mosho, 721 square miles. They have GDP that's almost 3 times that of Nigeria. Because they are very focused people. Now everybody, Aliko, let me tell you, I doff my heart for Aliko Dangote. See, if Brazil Petrobras could be doing 3.7 million barrels of crude output every day. If Petrobras could do what they're doing, we have 19 refineries in Brazil that refine even more than what they, with almost about 2.4 million barrels a day. Nigeria can actually produce crude of about 4 million barrels every day. Nigerians can actually refine up to 4 million barrels every day. Dangote is only doing 650,000 barrels a day. Bua is doing his own 200. Where are the other billionaires, even those who have stolen money and stashed away? They should bring it and do their own refinery. We have a big market in sub-Saharan Africa. The Warri refinery that is not working, the Port Harcourt refinery that is working, all those people protesting, they should go and talk. We have been saying it here. The federal government of Nigeria have refused to do the right things, and some of us are inclined. The same people who have been part of the road, stealing and looting, we never talk. It's when it's affecting them, you see them doing cho. We've been saying this thing. For Nigerian petroleum industry to work, for NNPC to work, we must do what the Brazilians did. Get the federal government to divest the 100% shareholding of NNPC by Federal Ministry of Finance Incorporated and Petroleum Ministry. Let them divest 70%. The federal government is even doing the similar thing in the upstream sector. They're divesting from the JVs they have with IOCs from 60% down to 35%, which is the right step, which is what we have always asked them to do, so that those JVs will become incorporated and have their own balance sheet, and we will have enough investment coming in there to enable us deepen exploration. If we can ensure new investments in the offshore oil and gas sector, ensure security, ensure efficiency, we will reduce the cost of crude production down by 50%. If they decide today to do what the Brazilians did by selling down this 70%, 30% to core investors with deep pockets and with technical capacities, then 70% to Nigerians, list the new NNPC on the floor of the exchange and London Stock Exchange. You will see those refineries working. Even if we don't want to, we can even let that man and Ipman and all the other operators in the downstream should try and come together, set up an SPV and buy those refineries and collocate new refineries there, 160,000 barrels. But we want to appeal to Aliko. Please, you can even increase your drain to 1.3 million barrels. Please start thinking about setting another one in either Olokola or anywhere. Try to increase it. But please, for the love of Nigeria, don't kill that man or kill the downstream. What you would do, I want to appeal to you, Toriolo. What you should do, Aliko Dangote, what you should do for us. Please forgive them. Forgive all those people who have been playing downstream without focus. Let me tell you, let me advise you on what to do, because you're already producing more than what we consume in Nigeria. Your AGO, you're doing about 26 million liters a day. What we are consuming is about 10 million. So you have excess 16 to export to other part of Africa, other part of the world. What you should do is very simple. Call that man for a meeting. Rather than sell your products to Glencore, to Trafigura, to Muko. Sit down with that man members and agree on modalities. Minimum offtake from your refinery is about 10-20 million. Agree with them. So what you will do is, as they carry it, agree price. You can give them a discount. Your refinery, you can give them discount of 30 naira less what market is doing internationally. Rather than giving it to Glencore and Trafigura and creating job outside, you give it to them, give it to that man, allocate it to them. Let them carry it to their depots, and from there, other people will go and buy. But of course, you have to be very, very careful about the pricing, so that there will not be any Shylock in this thing. So you do it that way. You can add value to other people, create more job, and make your even refinery more efficient. Now, what you do is you also station your representatives in all the depots, your employees in all the depots, so that, assuming for any reason, because you are as a capitalist, you adjust prices based on market movement. Assuming for any reason market crude oil crashes and you want to reduce price, all you just do is, as you're reducing price, you ask your people at those depots to do a dip. Okay, you can even install digital switch monitors to enable you monitor without anybody dipping physically. So at any time you change price, you will allow them to, you know immediately what is remaining there and adjust the price. So you adjust the prices, and whatever is remaining, you give them a credit. When they are coming to buy again, they utilize the credit, so that they will not say that you are doing predatory pricing to take them out. You've done so well for yourself. You've done so well for Nigeria. We want to encourage you. Go ahead again and see if you can do another 500, 700,000 barrel capacity. Nigeria needs to do crude oil output of 5 million barrels a day. Nigeria needs to, set up more refineries that can do at least 3-4 million barrels a day. Nigeria needs to explore our $1.4 trillion worth gas reserves, 206 trillion that could be. All of them will be waiting now until Aliko will enter gas, and they will say Aliko wants to become a monopoly. Was the cement factory not there? Look at Nkalago. Ibeto wants to take over Nkalago. He has been Anambra Ebonyi politics. What stopped the governor of Ebonyi State from Dave Umahi to others from handing over, settling with Ibeto and handing over Nkalago to him? Is it Beto from Niger or from Kafanchan? Tomorrow now we'll blame Dangote. May God have mercy on us. The truth is, if the over $500 billion that have been looted out of Nigeria in 1999 by the politicians and their private sector cronies, who are now all complaining, were invested back in Nigeria, the way Dangote is investing in Nigeria, by now Nigeria will have been a $2 trillion economy. Thank you and God bless. Please share for those who love the truth.